What's up?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything's everything.
All right, so
I am living my dreams.
So just to give you guys a little bit of history, this is David Sabastian, and he's actually my friend, but a lot of you guys know him as an artist, rapper, creator, painter. Well, what do they call people that make paintings? Painters, or are we calling
I don't know.
artists?
You
Correct word?
You wouldn't call me a painter.
He is
You would call me a magician.
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 He is. He does create magical things, and look, it's your court now.
Mm-hmm.
It's your podcast, MiLLENNiALish. We're here live.
Okay, so how am I so happy? Let's attack that one first. I'm so happy because I understand that anything that happens, good or what you perceive to be bad, is all amazing. It's all amazing because everything you go through is to help you ascend to your highest being. You know, I've been through a lot of shit.
Like it's meant to happen?
It's meant to happen. It has to happen. Your movie is your movie, and it's unique to you. And if you look at movies, when you look at a movie, it's not always good, right? Like that's not a good movie. Like things are going to happen. Things have to happen in order to give you the building blocks,
like
to
twists and challenges.
Yeah, like to build the fabric of who you are inside. You know, so I used to get mad when bad things would happen to me, because I didn't understand them. I didn't understand my power, and that's another thing. By getting mad or getting like uneasy with your reality, you're actually making it worse because you're propagating more negative shit to happen into your life. Like when something bad happens, you have a choice. You can let that affect you, or you can fucking curse, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, first, okay, David. One thing though.
Yeah.
We have to realize that sometimes our listeners are like they're new to this whole realm of being able to actually do what you want and create the life that you want, because I know some of us think that, hey, we have to live the system or like play the system or like something about this system, but
well,
no.
Can I say something? I don't want to interrupt.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing. Like, life is very simple, right? It is very, very simple. We choose to overcomplicate it, and we can. I guess what I'm trying to say is this. You are the creator of your existence. Everything you have, everything you don't have, is because of you. There's no other reason you are who you are than your choice to be it. You've been told to follow like rules and regulations since the day you were born. Taught who to be, how to be, what to be, what not to be. People, and I'm putting myself in this. I'm not exempt from this. I'm no better than nobody. Like at the end of the day, I'm just at where I'm at in my relationship with God and the universe, because that's where I need to be. But
Yes.
the point is you let these things shape your perception of who you are, what you are. You know, when you're growing up, you're like, I want to be this, but then people shoot your dreams down. You're the author of your story. So
I call it the lens. So we have this lens in front of us.
The lens.
Yes. Okay, so continue.
So, anyway, all you have to do is just know what you want.
Okay. Vision.
Vision.
How can one even begin to know what they want when there are so many distractions and the lens is so thick? And everyone's like, look in the lens. How does one even begin to do that in this distracted society?
I believe that we all innately are what we are. Like, we know what we want. Even if we don't pursue it, or even if we suppress it, we know what we are. And if we don't know who we are, then God or the universe will put you in situations to where you will know who you are. Like, it's up to you, though, to, like, for me, like, silence. Silence is key. Like, the world will distract you from who you are or who you want to be.
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I would do is isolate myself and to listen to what?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm just letting, the listeners know when, like, they really need to realize, like, hey, these are key points. But yes, you need to isolate and start listening to.
Isolation. And listen. This might go against popular belief, but
We're not worried about that.
like, only listen to yourself.
Yes.
Like, we have parents, we have preachers, we have teachers, we've been given all these institutions of thought,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times we get so lost in others' perception, or that we kind of get lost. But at the end of the day, this is why I try to tell my friends. It's kind of fucked up, but it's like, everything. You have all the fucking answers. You know it. It's either the other thought in here telling you not to do that, or you get like swayed. But like
our inner critic.
You know
what your passion is and what you want to do.
Yeah.
Your purpose. We know our purpose deep down, right?
I can't speak for the world. All I can speak
You
for
know your
is
purpose?
people. No, listen. I can't speak for the world. All I can speak for are people who I've interacted with in my lifetime, right?
Okay.
And everyone that I've ever met knows what they want to do, but they're just afraid to. Well, not everyone, but for those who don't follow that, they're afraid to go full throttle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are they worried about what people may think, or
they're always worried about what it's either their family or their friends or their like it's always a situation. It's always a like, I can't do this because
yes. The first thing that comes out, yes, is, well, this is why it wouldn't work, or you can't do this. Like, why do people jump to like the negative part first?
Because we're programmed.
Programmed to worry and have anxiety. Programmed. But in reality,
that shit don't exist.
It does not exist, because we are fully capable of doing every great thing that we think of and actually express before we start saying, well, this is why it wouldn't work, or the next person.
Since we were in preschool, actually since we were out of the womb, we've been indoctrinated to question ourselves.
Yeah. From our parents?
From the world. Everything you do or see is telling you that you're not good enough. You turn on the TV, buy. This is beauty. This is this. So you begin to buy into this idea. Magazine, oh, this is what I should look like. Oh, this is what I need to buy to be happy. Oh, this is this. You know what I mean? It's cool. I teacher, I want to do this. No, you got to be this and read this book of a bunch of books. Like it's all created to make you like question yourself, because once you know who you are, no one can stop you. Once you know who you are, that's all I do. Listen,
do you think it's just in America, David, or do you think it's all over, or is
I think it's all over. I think.
Okay.
There's places on planet Earth with people that inhabit it that don't even know what a television is.
Like villages, and those are looked down upon, right?
Exactly. But
in reality, that is real. But wait, okay, to talk about that though. So, yes, I feel like coming from a different country and then coming out here, yes, the Western society, everybody's looked at as a consumer. So from the beginning, they program you because they want you to be like a money spending machine or an advertisement, basically. They want you to either advertise so other people are spending money on certain things, or they want you to be the one spending money. And overall, it's not really to benefit you. Like as a people, as a whole, it really, it's torn us apart. Like look at it. But like if everything was just to each his own, like it would be a society where, there'd be no competition and everybody would be happy. There's enough money for everybody to go around, but they make us think that money is like the key. So they say, okay, sell this product and I'll pay you, or, we're all in competition to get money. And in reality, it's more about your passion, because money's still gonna come. And I feel like when you follow your passion, you stay true to yourself, you're happy, and money is a tool which you'll attract that, because yes, we need that to get in, like to get through life, or like to survive out here. But technically, if this was a society where it was like a barter system, we wouldn't even really need money.
This country is ran by billion-dollar corporations. The United States is a business.
We're consumers in their eyes.
So, with that being said, all they're doing, and this is actually a crazy concept to mention. So, money, the dollar bill, isn't the greatest currency in the world. You know what's the greatest currency in the world?
What?
We are. We're the cattle. We're the sheep. You think these elites, you think they give a fuck about money? They have so much money you couldn't spend it if you gave everybody $1 billion. So money doesn't mean nothing. This is all like a Monopoly game, a chess game. You know what I mean? And they're
like
playing
sports.
Like sports with
five
the world.
Teams? And they're people. They don't care about the. Oh my God, David! Wow. Okay,
That's
I
good.
just totally understood what you said. So I'm trying to paint a picture. So do you guys just hear what he said? It's not really about the money for them. It's like they're buying our souls, you guys.
They're buying the world. They own
Control.
the world. They own you. Because think about it. Like, without us, what would money mean? We build their jails. We're their law enforcement. We fight their wars. I mean, I don't even really want to go too deep into this, but
Right.
the point is,
How does
my homies used to tell me, like, I'll be like, what you doing today? Oh, I'm chasing a bag. I'll be like, nigga, you stupid. Fuck chasing a bag. Because like you said, like, when you're chasing a bag, you're putting all your energy in the universe towards chasing a, oh shit, whatever. Low battery?
You're good. Yeah, we're still good though. We're still up.
To chasing a bag and
You're putting all your energy towards.
chasing a bag.
But technically, the bag doesn't need to be chased. There is no bag.
You are the fucking bag.
You are.
You are the bag.
Okay.
For real.
Technically, you will attract every resource you will need in order to get to the point that you need to go if you follow in your purpose. If you follow what, like he said, like, you know, what David was saying earlier was that, hey, you know what to do. Like, you have all the answers. So basically, we're already born with this purpose inside. And there comes a point in our lives when that purpose is so loud that it's speaking to us. And there comes a point where then you're like given the crossroad, and then either you're going to follow that purpose and you're going to live that life like David and I are living. Like, literally.
We start to talk about metaphysical shit and me doing what I'm doing and all that. Like, for me, it's not a flex. Like, I could give a shit less. Like, I honestly am doing this to liberate people. But the thing is everything that I am, everything that you see on these walls and all this shit, I do it to show you that you can do it too. You 100% can do it. I'm not a great artist. I'm not a great rapper. I'm not a great anything.
So what David is trying to say.
No, I'm not. I mean, maybe
Yes,
it's an opinion.
Okay, you guys, this is why he's so modest, because, okay, he is a messenger of the universe, of God, of positivity, of motivation. But in my eyes, he's a messenger because I feel like I'm also a messenger. Like, we're all chosen. We're all here to basically contribute in a positive way. So what he's saying is, hey, don't think that, you know, like, he's saying that he's not basically like these celebrities out here, like, that try to portray like, hey, I'm better than you. No, David is a celebrity in real life, but he's a person, and you're not portraying a celebrity.
I'm not no fucking
but by
celebrity.
definition, David, you
are.
are.
I'm not a celebrity. No, I'm not.
See how really you have? This is why we need this podcast,
What the
because
fuck
nobody
you talking
knows.
about? I'm not no celebrity. I don't identify with any of that shit. Because,
I know you don't.
Because the connotation behind celebrity, look at what you quote unquote.
What does celebrity mean? Where's your do you have your phone? Because I want to look up the definition. What does celebrity mean anyways? Do you know? Do we even know what that means? Yeah, because I really want to know what that means. And I think it means someone who's in the limelight. Someone who is recognized by other people. But what he's saying is, hey, I'm not a celebrity, which where I'm trying to get at. Like, he's a real person. Like, normally people will sell their soul.
You're very nice.
You don't really...
I really appreciate
you guys. Like, I'm his friend, so he's, you know, but he has a fan club and everything.
Stop it.
Not your people, but there are people like fan clubs.
I don't got no fan club.
Dude, we don't have a fan club. I have a fan club. Shout out to all my fans out there.
Cruises. I don't like the word. Listen.
Supporters.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why I don't like the word, the specific word fan. You know what fan is short for?
What?
Do you know?
No, I don't. Fanatic?
Fanatic.
What does fanatic mean, David?
I'm already looking up celebrity. Listen.
What does celebrity mean? Because I need to know. People need to know as well.
A famous person.
Famous person. Okay, I think you're famous.
The state of being well known.
You're well known. Okay, so should we look up what fanatic means?
Someone who's fucking crazy.
Okay.
I don't want a fan. I'd rather have fam or a friend. Like I said,
Ooh,
I had a party. You know what I mean? You're not a
fan.
You're my fan.
And I do feel like that. I feel like your last event that we were at.
Yeah, it's family.
It was fam.
It's always fam. You know,
really
like when I sell out arenas and shit, like it's gonna be people coming together in so much love.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be crazy.
And it's true because when we were in the train, it was almost surreal, but it was real. And it's like I was literally about to cry. Like everybody was dope. We all got along. People were there to help each other.
Yeah.
So you're not fans, we're fam.
There you go.
I like that. Because I feel like you are, always trying to help the homeless, which I think is amazing because
okay, so we'll go. Let's get into that.
Where's your connection?
So keep this. So your heart is your heart, right? Like no one can tell you what to feel compassionate about. You have people like if you had $100 million, who would you donate to it? People would pick blah 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 blah.
Trees,
blah. Dogs, whatever. Everyone has something that they're passionate about. Since I was a little kid, I've loved homeless people.
Okay.
I remember my mom walking me through like downtown or whatever, and I would see like homeless people, and at that age they're scary. When you're like 4 or 5 years old, you see dude covered in dirt and shit, you're scared. But like I would just like walk up to him and just like embrace him,
Yeah.
And growing up, every neighborhood I lived in, I became best friends with the homeless people in the community. I would go on a jog and I would talk to. I've developed lots of relationships with people who live on the street, and I don't know, it's just in my heart.
What did you learn from that? Are they like just normal people, right?
Of course. They're more normal than half of y'all. I tell you, listen, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I know some rich people. I know famous people. I know beautiful people. I know all types of people. My favorite people are homeless people.
Yeah.
My best friend, my best friends are homeless. So at the end of the day, it's not.
What is homeless? What does that even mean, really? Are we really homeless?
I don't think so, because home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
So if you're homeless, then that means you're heartless.
Do you think some of those people actually choose to be there? And we look at them as homeless, but really?
I mean, some people are there because they made a lot of wrong decisions in life. Some people are there because they mentally broke at some point, and if there were more rehabilitation centers and more places that help with mental health, then that would help extremely. But like you have veterans, you have people who have seen horrible things, crazy PTSD and shit, and they were never given any type of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
So you have people like that, and then you have people who just want to emancipate themselves from the world and just be like, I just want to. It's actually not. Listen, if I didn't do, and this doesn't sound crazy as fuck, but if I didn't do what I do and had the message and purpose I have, being homeless wouldn't be bad. I would still be creative, but I would just like, I don't know. I would do something.
Right.
I would just
say.
I would. Shit.
But you're saying for you. That's okay. You are who you are.
I'm
for
winning
a reason.
I'm winning for me because I'm so free. I've never been so free. Like I'm so free.
I feel that.
I just feel so great. Like, I really feel like I could say, like, abracadabra.
You always felt like that, though, David.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on. I'm like,
You
look at me.
I'm in
a, you see this silk French Pierre cardigan drip I got on? This is every day. I didn't get dressed for y'all.
Okay, this is why I had to come here and do this, because I feel like if anybody was going to be
art?
able to do this... Well, yes. Okay,
I'm
so basically, you guys, let me tell you where we... No, he's... Okay, it's okay, David. You can be proud.
No, I am proud.
You're so humble. You're so... It's like...
I'm proud of myself.
Sometimes we feel like we can't... No, we're exactly need to be proud. Okay, you guys, David created all this, okay? He is a creator. He's not just a rapper. Some of you guys see him as a rapper. Some of you guys see him as a painter. Some of you guys see him as a motivational speaker. Some of you guys just see him as a
motivational speaker. I can get away with that. I can be like a hood Tony Robbins.
He motivated me, okay? Because before I even knew anything about David, all I knew was the meditation thing that we did. And he motivated me. Like, I would call him and he would... No! Oh, you would text me these amazing, amazing things, which I already knew, but hearing it from David, which God sent him in my life at that moment for me to hear those things, like, it was just like so liberating and just so exhilarating that, like, look at me, here I am, and I got him actually talking to you guys, like, y'all don't even know. Like, y'all just see David, like, rapping and stuff, but you guys, David is actually really sweet.
Why are you making me sound like...
No, because you're, like, a real person. Like, people may look at you as the celebrity. So, yes,
I'm not a fucking celebrity.
But that's what I'm saying. So, I'm actually breaking that stereotype. People may... So, for the people who haven't actually approached David or been too timid to volunteer or, you know, reach out... You don't have to. Like, this is a real person, and he actually cares. Like,
hit my line 917-535-8577 live.
So actually, can we talk about that? So
I'm doing all this for the world, but I'm doing it for LA. I'm from LA. I'm born and raised. I've been all through the city. I know the city like the back of my hand. I got family.
Where were you born?
I was born at Cedar Sinai. But I grew up in Koreatown. My mom is from Watts. She from Nickerson Gardens. You know, I moved to Torrance. But I went to like 15 schools. So I was bused. My whole life I've been bused. But, you know, I used to get bused to the Palisades. I went to Fairfax, went to Belmont, East LA, you know, went to Gardena.
Does that help you think? The exposure?
What?
Of being able to leave your immediate city and that, you know, being, for you to have the ability to actually get bused. And at that moment, it probably felt like an inconvenience, but do you think now, thinking back, since you said you've been to all these different schools, do you think that contributed to you being so, like, well-versed or wanting to help different people or? Versus being, like, contained in one neighborhood?
No, because when I was young, you know, my mom used to do a lot to develop my mind, you know. She used to take me to the museums. She played, like, when I go to sleep, she put, like, classical music on my head and shit.
Okay.
So, by the time I was already in school, I was already, like, into different shit.
So these methods really work, huh, David? When people tell us things and they feel good, if we just implement, things really work, huh?
They really work. Okay,
that's what I'm trying to get at, because I feel like I've done certain things, and that's why I am, you know, where I am today.
But it only works if you believe it works. That's it. That's the whole thing. Like, it really all comes down to that. Fuck money, fuck whatever your beliefs are. Anything you want to happen literally can happen. Just like Harry Potter, abracadabra. All you have to do, all right, so peep this. So, like, this dimension we live in, this consciousness, whatever we're in, right? So this world, we don't have the power to instantaneously just manifest something, right? Everything takes time. It all takes time if you stay on the same frequency of what you want. The problem is most of the time we say we want something and then we don't get it in a day or a week or a month or 6 months. We become discouraged.
No faith.
We have no faith, and then we don't get what we want. The point is if you say right now, I'm getting a Bentley truck, and I'm going to have it in 7 months, and you 1,000% believe you gonna have that Bentley truck. There's no if buts about it. It's yours. It's yours. You wait.
Guess what?
It's motherfucking yours. Something will happen. I don't give a fuck. You might have an uncle that dies that leaves you a Bentley truck. You gonna get that Bentley truck. It's just how much you want it. Everything I got right now, I manifested, and I'm manifesting $1 trillion, and I'm gonna give away 999 billion of it to education, to ending homelessness, to ending anything, to rebuild the world. Like, we can rebuild the world.
Do you know how he does that? Because he doesn't worry about the obstacles. He has a vision and he has his purpose. And I've noticed that with him and myself, when there's a vision, yes, of course, there's like the worldly things, but the way to manifest is to focus on the vision and not worry about the obstacles, because it's not really, that's where God kicks in and the universe. Like, yes, there is a God. If you just believe in yourself and the vision, you would be able to realize that God does help you. But if you start thinking of your goal and then start worrying about the reasons why it can't get done, those are distractions, and that's not God. Like, God is the voice and the ability to want to do better and to actually think of ideas and like things to, you know, make a better world. But doubt is not really our instinct. Doubt is like our inner critic that could be hindered by like distraction, or the devil is, you know, I don't like to get all devil and God, like those terms.
And one other thing I just gotta say is, because just the most important, well, not the most important, but it's very important, and I say this on any interview I do. Don't listen to me. Don't listen. My point is don't listen to anybody. Like, really, like, don't question what I'm telling you is true. This is my truth. This is what I believe. This is the things that I've done in my life. At the end of the day, your whole entire life, you're going to have people telling you what to do, what not to do, what rules to follow. Just do what you feel is right for you, because you really know the answer.
Do what feels right.
Do what feels right to your spirit. You know what doesn't feel right.
We know what to do.
You know what to do.
At least at a certain point.
No, you know what the fuck to do. You know what to do. You what's a good movie analogy? There's a movie, The Giver. You ever watch The Giver?
I believe so. Who's the main person? Denzel?
No. It's like an old white guy. I forgot his name. But long story short, the movie take forever to explain. But there's a scene in the movie where there's like the end of the world, right? Or the end of their world. This future dystopian society has like these perimeters, right? And then outside the no-fly zone is like, just, you'll fall off. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Sure.
So he's escaping this world, and he sees the end of it, and he flies off the cliff into nothingness, into the abyss. But then he ends up landing, and there was really path continuing to go. They just wanted to keep people in fear. You gotta understand, like, we're like, does a fish know what's in water? Think about that. To a fish, air is to us what water is to fish. So technically, if a fish doesn't know what's in water, how do we know we're not in whatever this is? We could be in a giant fucking fishbowl. Really think about it. I don't even know the point I was going.
What do you think about the ozone layer, David?
What do you mean? What do I think about it? I try not to think about it.
Do you think it's real? And then we may have to like
pause
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is serious.
This is my perspective. Don't judge me for it.
No judgment.
I don't believe anything is real. But I think with the collective perspective on whatever it is what materializes it. In the sense that when you go to the movie theater, how many movies do they have about like the end of the world's ending, tsunami, death, UFO, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
None of that shit exists. but we're watching it. We're becoming afraid of it. It's sinking into our perspective, into our fears. So we're creating all the things we're afraid of.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the ozone literally exists because we made it exist, and we, you know what I mean. The world is gonna end because of global warming. Why? Because everyone's afraid of it. We're continue to perpetuate actions.
I don't think it's gonna end because of global warming.
No,
but
I don't think the world. Listen, I think when the world ends, it's not gonna be because of some shit that
the world ends every day for people who die. So I believe, me personally, is that yes, there is a judgment day. Yes, the world does end, and yes, all these things happen where, you know, we have the answer for our lives, but it doesn't happen like, you know, some people might think, where it's like all of a sudden, you know, this person or this thing happens. No, it's when we pass away, and that is like judgment day, or, you know, that's when you jump off that cliff and you're gonna get to your reality.
100%. Yeah.
Because when you're in dreamland, when you're sleeping, you know how our dreams feel so real?
Yeah.
I feel like that's our spirit, but it's also mixed with our mind. So now, I guess what the real question, or like the, you know, the one thing that confuses the human race is like, well, once the mind is gone, does the spirit still go on? And I feel like it does, because the mind is just a tool provided to us to, you know, for the spirit to like be able to, I guess, live out the purpose. I mean, there's so much in my mind too that I don't want to get into, but I feel like there's a different reason that we're all here. In reality, I feel like there wasn't even supposed to be like this big human population down on Earth.
See, right there though, it wasn't supposed to be. Everything is what it was supposed to be. There's no what it's not supposed to be, what it could be, what it should be. Everything is what it is. We're here for the higher collective consciousness and whatever the fuck we're supposed to do, which I don't have the answers for. And if someone says they have the answer for it, they're lying to you.
You guys, we're going to end on that note, and I hope that, you know, like, things are sinking in, but let's talk about this soon. So, talk to you guys later.